What's up, y'all? Welcome back to En Pointe, the mindset podcast for dancers, artists, athletes, and creatives. I'm your host, Latte, aka Lottie Dottie. We likes to party. We're back with a super important episode, y'all. We're talking about dance class etiquette. This topic was honestly so important that I reached out to a bunch of you guys on Instagram. I had you write in what your pet peeves were as far as dancers for choreographers and choreographers for dancers. Next week, I'm bringing on a friend. We're talking about pet peeves dancers have for choreographers. So this is going to be like a two-part situation. This week, I had to bring in the big guns. I brought in one of my favorite choreographers and instructors, Miss CeCe from Move and Touch. Hey, girl.
Hey, everybody. Hey, Latte. Thanks
Welcome. Of course. I love having you. Why don't you do us a little favor for all the people that don't know CeCe? First of all, shame on you because she's awesome. But definitely, why don't you let us know, your dance background. Tell us about Move and Touch and some of the goals you have for your students as a choreographer.
Yes, thank you. And I'm so excited to be here, first of all, and congratulations on the podcast. I think it's great that you're spreading information and awareness out in a fun and interactive way. And, get to get some one-on-one time with your friends, too.
It's needed.
But yes, my name is CeCe, and I've been teaching, I want to say, officially, unofficially, for like 3-4 years now.
Nice.
And the class, the name I have is for Move and Touch. And I really wanted something to be a little bit beyond than just about heels or my name, because I feel like heels is such a movement, such a phenomenon now. And then I feel like it encompasses so much than just dance. And I want to really focus on, and honestly honing on obviously how good you feel after doing the style and how it can encompass so many different things, and it's so multi-dimensional, and hence the name Move and Touch, because I wanted it to be a little something to connect your mind and your body. Ooh. And you can grow a little bit more from that. So the In Touch is corny, but in touch with yourself.
No, not corny at all.
Yeah, so that's how the name came. Yes, I moved here from Shanghai when I was 18. Dance was kind of like not really in the cards for me. I just always loved music, loved to dance. I used to sing, actually, by the way.
Okay.
Just little tunes.
Used to? Where's the album?
I mean, she's here, but, she's just having fun with it now.
Nice.
But, yeah, so dance is kind of something that came along, actually, in my adult years for me. So I actually just started dancing in college just for fun. I just wanted something to be my creative outlet. And, honestly, one thing led to another, just how consistent I was and how passionate I was. I landed my first job when it's 2016.
Yes.
It's like so long ago. It's so weird.
It's weird, dude.
Right?
COVID stripped us of vital years.
Sometimes I still forget my age because I feel like I'm not as old as
I'm still like 25 in my head.
No, literally. So that happened. So after that, I started training kind of like more professionally and just taking it more serious. And then that's how I kind of made the career out of it. Actually, fun fact, I used to shy away from the fact that I was an adult dancer because I just felt like everyone here has been dancing since they're like 3 years old.
Oh my God, yes.
But so many of my students confided in me that that's actually very inspiring and like motivating to hear, because you really can get to wherever you want to be if you really work hard and just be intentional with your craft, and like just really knowing like why you're doing this and how you want to achieve dance as a goal. So yeah, and here I am. I've been dancing honestly professionally only since I was 20.
Shut the fuck up, dude. That's honestly so inspiring, because that is a lot of like my audience. They feel like, oh, I can't dance. Yeah. I didn't grow up in this. Yeah. And like, no, the fuck, you start today, right now.
Seriously. That's why I'm like, honestly, and I'm not really like, I'm not born flexible. Like I used to do a little bit ballroom, just a little cha-cha-cha. Yeah. That's really about it. That's the dance experience. That's honestly why I got into heels, because I was like, what is a style that's going to make me feel a little bit reminiscent of what I used to know, so it could be a little bit less scary. Yeah. So I picked heels because I was wearing salsa heels, Yeah. But just to realize it was completely different, but I just really fell in love with it. So honestly, consistency. I was going crazy with these classes. And consistency and finding your style. like really just not be discouraged, finding your growth within all of these, your training journey. It's gonna help.
Yeah, I feel like I see you in every single style,
girl. It used to not be the case though, and it's like, I get it. It is so scary to like even go to a new teacher in the same style, but just try a new style. I mean, I always say you have to look bad to look good,
period.
And I look very bad,
girl.
Every time I start a new style, I was looking crazy. But you know, that's why I'd be like, I'm like, just go into class incognito and just
incognito.
No, literally,
I've been taking classes incognito too. I'm like, please don't recognize me. And so I was like, hey girl. I'm like, no.
I'm not a hack girl, but I will wear a hack just to be incognito.
Yes.
Oh yeah, the first time I took my first technique class, I literally cried.
I
was 21 and I was like, oh my god, I don't know what I'm doing.
That's such a common thing for us to do that too.
Mm-hmm. I was literally like, I don't know what I'm doing.
See, y'all, you're not alone. It happens to all of us.
You like, it's always hard and impossible until the moment you do it.
Yes.
And I always say you cannot get worse. You literally cannot get worse. You can only get better. Sometimes it's baby steps, but you can only get better. That's how I motivate myself to go to these classes, to look crazy, you know?
You cannot get worse. That's actually, I'm going to remember that anytime I'm going into a class.
Same thing with the gym.
Girl. Yeah.
I mean, I don't have the same motivation, but you know, it's there.
We was working on it this week for sure.
See?
No, but I definitely, I love going into your classes. Mm-hmm. I have a hard time in heels, like chilling out, relaxing.
Interesting, yeah.
Because I come from like a technique background and it's so stress intensive.
Yeah. Okay,
so,
I see your contemporary class. I was like, girl.
Whenever I go into your class though, I really like the way that you set the tone for your classes is just so relaxing, and then I dance better. Like I've noticed that. So I
think that how I run my class with, you know, the deep breath, with the intention setting, it honestly came from me as a student, because I felt like, because when I was training like crazy, I used to take so many classes, but at some point I'm like, okay, I'm taking a lot. My retention obviously are getting better, but I'm like, I want to work on specific things, but it's like, I think about it after the fact. I was like, I should have focused on my arms or something. So then I was like, okay, what if I go into class with a very specific goal in mind? That changed how I learn, and that changed how I was progressing. I was able to actually work on specific things I want to work on, but also see the growth, because I was focusing so hard on it. And I literally would be like, okay, if I focus so hard on this today and the other things are not 100% following suit, it's okay, because that's not the focus, and the class is whatever you want to make it. So I really just was like, this really helped me. So I just was like, what if someone can facilitate doing that? So when I had the position of power, girl, I was just like, no, I'm forcing everyone to do this, and to de-stress yourself in the very beginning. Because I remember when I used to take class, like I remember the first like couple of years, every time I go into class, there's like this silent moment of stretch, no music, no like whatever, right? Not no music, but nobody's talking about it. And then it's immediately 5, 6, 7, 8. And sometimes I get there late and it's already 5, 6, 7, 8, and I'm just like, oh my god, like my mind is not ready. I'm kind of not here, girl. At the time I was broke. I was like, I get off the train, I walk there, and all of a sudden it's already steps. Like my brain already had to. And sometimes it just needs a moment for your brain to absorb the environment, be chill, and be like, okay, what are the vibes today? Or maybe you had a crazy day, time to let it go. Like, you just need a moment before jumping into. And I was like, I'm just literally gonna force to facilitate that, because it's my class, girl. So I know how much it helped me, because I had to do all of these things on my own as a student. But I was like, what if I can just ask everyone to do it? Nobody's gonna hate it. So
you do set that. See, we talked about this last week too. The first-hand account, you guys, intention setting for classrooms is so fucking important for everybody.
It's everything. It doesn't even have to be about dance. Some days I'm just like, I just want to like, or sometimes, you know, they post a song, I'm like, today I just want to feel. Like I just want to be able to go there even though it's uncomfortable for me. So sometimes, like, you know, like it's a feeling too, rather than like, oh, today I will focus on my lines, like, you know, my biscuits.
Focusing on one thing.
No, one thing. And it's just whatever you want it to be. And like when you do it, you're like, damn, I achieved my goal. That's like rewarding, you know?
It is.
I was like, I did that.
It's a good feeling. We're going to talk about your pet peeves. Now, when I say pet peeves, guys, I don't mean like, I got this gripe with these students. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about how we can, as students, set ourselves up for success by having good class mannerisms. I can never say this word. Mannerisms, habits in class. Okay. And so we're going to be talking from the choreographer and teacher standpoint today. So all of the answers that I have, or answers, all of the opinions, all of the input that I have today are from teachers and choreographers, your teachers and choreographers. And so I have CeCe here. We're going to start off with some of hers. So in your class, what are some things that you notice in students? Because you've seen a lot of students. Your classes are huge. And what are some things that you noticed right off the bat?
I think literally when you first have this question for me, the first thing I thought of, and like you said, you had the perfect way to put it. It's literally just helping you to like set yourself up for success. And I always say this too, class is a collective experience. So we got to work with each other.
Shit.
Okay.
Period.
Don't make it hard for yourself. Don't make it hard for me. Don't make it hard for others around you. We have to work together.
Yeah.
So with that being said, my biggest pet peeve is when people, and it sounds so elementary, but it happens a lot more than you think. It's when people ask me a question without raising their hands.
Oh, they just blurt shit out? Interesting.
And then they sometimes address me by my name in the middle of class, right? They're like, CeCe.
Oh, like you're not, okay.
And I'm like, okay, love you, but... You know, it's like, that's like the first thing you learn in school. You raise your hand.
Right.
And it's like, and then the floor is yours. But it's just like, especially in a bigger class. I think when the class is small, maybe it's not really excusable because to me, that's like a respect thing also. You have to like respect the flow of the class. So when that happened, it really disrupts me because I'm kind of like, whoa, like, because, you know, the way I run it too is like, I will do different checkpoints and we will go through questions in a specific checkpoint. So I have a space and time for it. So when that happened, I was like, whoa, already, like what happened? Who said that? Where are you at? And sometimes it is very disruptive to other people as well because we were all just like in learning and focus mode.
Yes.
And yeah, to me, it's like the most basic thing, but it happens a lot.
Wow.
And yeah, right. So that's what, and I see it happen in other classes as well. And I get it because I felt like when you have more of a personable teacher, right? I think I'm very like I'm not scary.
Yeah.
So I feel like people feel more comfortable with you, which is great. Like I want people to feel comfortable. I would never want to create a distance because sometimes it is stressful enough to take a class. You don't want to feel like
I don't even want to answer a question. Ask a question.
Exactly.
Shit.
Sometimes I feel like I was like, can I ask this? Because
are you guys good? Do you got the choreo?
No, literally the whole time I'm doing like the woman doing math in her head.
Yeah.
That meme, I was like,
exactly.
That was literally me the other day. I was like, oh my God, what are these steps?
Yeah.
But for me, it's also like working with each other, understanding the flow of class. And then like I have a time and space to do that. So just waiting a little bit or just at least acknowledging like, hey, like I know you haven't said this, but I'm raising my hand for an issue, like a burning question. And I get it. It's okay. So just just
raise your hand. Don't blurt shit out
in the middle of class.
Yeah, that is very interesting. I wouldn't even think to do that because that is a very like we learn that when we're
young, right? That's why I'm like, that's like the first things first, like bottom line.
Interesting.
Yeah, good. For sure.
Do you have any other ones that you can think of?
And this is an interesting one because I feel like this is me going on a little bit of rant. Because
that's okay. We love the rants.
I feel like the dance, like the class culture changed a little bit after COVID.
Really? How so?
I think before the whole videography, the whole filming and all that stuff wasn't really that common. It was like a privilege.
Yes.
And the camera was like once in a while. And you're like gagging every time you get picked for groups because there's usually like 3 groups being picked, you know? And sometimes your group doesn't make it to the YouTube and you're like, okay, I guess I got to do better next time.
Exactly.
So that was kind of the vibe. And so I think, I don't know what it is at post-pandemic that filming became more popular. So it attracted a lot more people here. And then like, obviously I have like a, like I see it very, I think I see it very objectively because I'm like, okay, like this is a great tool to capture my work. Yeah. So that's how a lot of my students are able to find me is through these. I'm like, oh, really? I like her work. I want to try it sometimes. But at the same time, I also understand how it can attract people who are here just to be recorded.
Yeah.
Right. And it's okay. I'm like, it's your class. You can get whatever you want out of it.
Very true.
But for me there's a lot of like phone usage in class when we're filming, like you're recording your friends in the groups, blah, 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 blah. I personally, and I say this in class too, because I'm like, hey, I don't care what y'all do in other people's classes, because that's not up to me. But in my class, I really do not appreciate this, is when people are on their phone immediately watching their videos when other groups are still going.
Oh, are you saying people are filming themselves?
And then after so they film themselves, right? Their friend filmed them, and they will have a video of themselves
Like
dancing.
you don't have a videographer there to film them too?
No, I do.
I know. Why? So why are they filming themselves?
They want to see it immediately. Right, instead of waiting for a video to come up, which
That
is okay.
is
I
funny.
get it, because sometimes it's just like, I want to see how it is.
I have seen that. Like,
So,
okay.
So when that happens, that's fine. Like, record yourself.
Okay.
Have your friend record you. That's okay. But don't watch the video immediately when the class is still running. Like, again, it's a collective experience. I feel like it's just like talking. You don't want to like be on your phone and the other person is talking and not paying attention to them.
Yes.
It's for me that my pet peeves are all basic respect things. Because I feel like you wouldn't want someone to be on their phone and not paying attention to you when you're dancing.
Be present.
Exactly. And I'm like, and then it's like, it's only 2 hours. Like, we can be off the phone for 2 hours.
Right.
It's like, we were on the phone all day, every day during COVID. That's why I'm like, I'm actually so grateful to connect and to feel the energy in person ever since then. That's why I just have this like weird thing with the phone. I was like, I'm not one of those teachers. Like, you cannot record yourself. You can. But just be respectful. You can literally watch your video in a car when you get out of the class. Like, that's like 5 more minutes.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. But I see that a lot.
I wonder if they're watching, and this is like me playing devil's advocate,
Right,
because that would probably, when I run my beginner classes, I'm like, do not film right now. You need to pay attention.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Not like for technique, but like be present.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But like, I wonder if they're watching in order to make the corrections, or they're watching because to see if they like the video. What do you think?
I think they want to watch to immediately assess how they did.
Okay.
But yet again, you already did it. Nothing's gonna change if you watch the video.
Very true.
But I always say this too. There's so much you can learn, and I think that's how I learned, through watching other people.
Yes.
Like, there's so many amazing peers around me. I was always so amazed, and it's so funny because now, like, being supported vocally is such a big thing in class, right? But I remember when it used to not be, because everyone's just so focused and blah, blah, blah. And which is fine. It's just a more focused and training environment.
Yeah.
This always made me sound so, when I was training, it always made me sound so old. But it was a very, like, class is very focused and very quiet.
Yeah.
But I was always the one that's screaming, because I get so excited when I watch my friends dance, and I have so many talented friends. And then sometimes it's like, maybe I learn from like literally just their performance value, their freestyle.
Seriously.
I was like, wow, I didn't think to texturize this movement this way. So I learned a lot by watching my peers, people in class as well. So that is literally a quote unquote bonus moment for you to learn.
Hell
And
yeah.
you chose to watch a video of yourself during that moment. It's respect. And also, to me, it's not the smartest thing you can do to take advantage of the moment.
Hell yeah. Some people, and you might be a visual learner, so maybe you will understand the musicality or something better if you're watching.
And then you can connect artistically. I was like, oh, actually, I liked how she did it. What can I learn from this person? Like, just to find yourself, because sometimes you need to see yourself in other dancers as well.
Hell yeah.
You know, that goes into a whole different topic, because like, I also think it's important to have a diverse class. But that's another...
Yeah, that is another topic. That is a good topic.
People need to be able to see themselves, age, gender, like ethnicity, like all of them stuff. So, but that is my top two.
Top two. Okay.
It's so unexpected.
No, those are very nuanced and needed. I the phone thing, I do see that in other classes that I take. Yeah.
I am going to throw in a little bonus point there.
Yeah.
Like, I also see in other people's class too. Not just my class. My class is actually better, but sometimes I see it. It's when they are, for example, your friend is recording you, which is fine. But like, be aware of your surroundings still. Sometimes you're hitting the videographer's lights.
Ooh.
Sometimes you're in the way of them. Because they're trying to come this way. You're like,
yes.
Like, they are doing this professionally. They're trying to do their job, and you're not letting them. And whose video you're gonna ruin your friends?
Right, the professional, the one that we paid for, or
right, exactly. So I think just like I get the urge to do it.
Yeah.
But also I feel like right now for me personally, it's a little bit too much importance. I feel like it can just be a casual, like a little
BTS moment.
Yeah, I don't need it. I will pop my phone on the corner of a little, you know, like.
Do you remember when everybody used to do the phones against the wall?
Honestly, I didn't even used to do that. I would just ask my friend. I was like, I know you got me, because it was like a wide. Just send it to me. Just send it to me.
Yeah,
even though sometimes I'm just like a shadow. I'm like, I just need to like, you know, something. But now I get it. There's an importance for it, but I felt like I don't want the importance to override the overclass experience.
Oh my God, yes.
Like, I'm like, I always say this, like, you can come for the video, but it shouldn't just be about a video.
Yeah.
Because if you're coming just for the video, just hire Brian and do it yourself. Literally.
At that point, Fran, just go ahead and create a concept video. It's all
just freestyle,
good.
because you're going to look good in your own freestyle. No
and
stress.
You
got to remember nothing. I'm like, this is not actually a content creation class. You're paying to learn something, not just to get content for you.
I was going to say, imagine if they have those, but I could think of a few classes that are like that are like content creation classes.
Yeah, but I'm like, this is not one of them classes,
this is class for sure.
This is class.
Awesome. Do you have a top 3 or?
I will give a top 3.
Okay.
My third one is definitely, I want to say the overall, I'm going to hold it and they're paying attention. I think that's a big one, and I've seen the poll results too. That is a big one too. Like, just like, again, very basic. Like, don't talk when the teacher is talking. Like, I get it. Sometimes I be like that too. They show a movie, I'm like, damn. I be like, oh, shit,
little interjections,
so like, little comments, questions, and concerns. You know, I always say, I was like, no question, but comments or concerns.
Yeah.
So I get it. You have a little reaction. That's normal. But then if I'm trying to actively explain something, right, I'm like, okay, there is a trick here, right? Instead of freaking out and being emotional about the trick and overthinking the trick, I'm now going to break down the trick. And if y'all are all talking, I'm not able to do that. Same thing with like, just really when you're asking question, right? But it's okay. Like, I get it. You have questions.
Yeah.
But for me, I see this a lot too. A lot of time the questions are repetitive. Like, they will be the same exact question. And I was like,
You know what I do when that happens? I, like, if a student, like, because it happens in my beginner classes, I think it's just like a different demographic of people.
Beginners,
like newer,
okay.
you know?
It's okay.
So somebody will ask a question, and then somebody will ask the same question. I have the person that I answered the question. I say, can you go ahead and just like repeat that over to so and so, like, and just like so then it's like kind of like, oh shit, she already, because I gotta keep going, you know what I mean?
But also it challenged the person that asked before.
Were you paying attention?
Make them like retain a little bit. I like that a lot.
Plus I think it makes them feel good too, that they're like, oh, I learned.
Teach you real quick.
Yeah, let me teach you real quick too. Because it is like a collective, you know what I mean? So if I take up time explaining something that I already explained, it takes up time from everybody, so I might as well just delegate.
Yeah, no, that's a really I wanna say I do something similar, because sometimes I will be like I will be like, for example, I'm like, the chorus starts on 6, and then I was like, the chorus starts at when? But everyone's like 6. I was like, yes. Yeah. Because when I feel like when you spoon feed information to people, they're just like, okay. But then when you ask them, that's when they're like, okay, I'm thinking. Because sometimes you're not thinking, you know? And then like, I actually learned this from one of my favorite choreographer, Sienna. She used to do that in the middle class. She was like, where's the momentum coming from? Oh, I'd be like, teachers pass. I say, me. But you know, because she literally talked about it earlier. And it makes me think, because like, okay, I know this, so now I just got to apply it. But I like what you were doing. I might try it to see how it goes. But I appreciate when students are like, hey, I know you already answered this, but I'm still kind of confused. So I get it. Like, sometimes that's okay, it's more than once. But sometimes I know for a fact it's because y'all were kicking on the side.
Right.
They were not knowing that this question was asked, and I was like, okay, like,
and listen, like, me and CeCe, I think we're very nice teachers, because nice. I took a class the other day, and the teacher was straight up. He was like, see, you guys are not paying attention because I already answered this, so I need you guys to lock in. Right, like, he really went in, and I was like, oh shit, I'm glad I didn't ask that fucking question. Like. Some teachers are not as nice, and it's not because they're being mean, but there is, and he was not I don't want to say older teacher, like
old school.
And you know what I feel like the old school training was very much like,
yes,
get with it or get the fuck on. Like, it was very much like that. And I feel like nowadays we're a lot more like coddling.
It's less intense.
Yeah.
Which is really nice, but I think that's the balance we need to find in general. That's why I think the class etiquette are lacking sometimes, because it is less intense. And a lot of people are not doing this for a living. So it's not like, oh my God, we're training for tour or anything.
Very
like,
true.
You know what I'm saying? So I get the intensity, but because old school, that's the only people that was dancing. But now dance is for everybody. And I believe that. I'm a firm believer in that. But at the same time, like I said, it's a collective experience. So you also have to still have some ground rules to make this a smooth, effective, productive. And, you know, like, especially in a bigger class, you're like, unfortunately, you are wasting not just my time, but also everybody else around you, when we could have been literally doing it one more time.
It's like going to the gym or to the, like, to school or anything like that. There's still like a framework of how things
Structure.
should. Yeah. Yes. You know what I mean? So it needs to, we need to have that in dance class too.
For sure. That's why I'm loving this topic.
You know what I'm saying? Good. So let's get into some of the other, I'll call them gripes. They're not like true gripes, but pet peeves, that some of the other instructors and choreographers had. I had a ton, and y'all was going in for sure. And there were some repeats. So I'll let you know which ones were like favorites. And so me and CeCe will kind of touch on some of these. The first one, I think we kind of touched on this a little bit. This one's 50-50 for me. So asking what song we're dancing to and only coming if they like it, someone said.
This is one of the ones I saw.
How do you feel?
I feel very neutral about this.
Me too.
Because I think it's normal, because it's art and their music you don't connect with.
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to see me going to no shuffle class. Like, shout outs to the people. It's hard.
It's
and
fucking hard.
But I don't feel anything when I listen to stuff like that. And some people do, and it's okay. But I don't dance from a place in like, I mean, feel like if you're trying to be versatile, it shouldn't matter.
Yeah.
That's the part. I'm like, okay, if you're trying to be good at all style, you're there to challenge yourself. But you're doing it from an artistic place or for like personal pleasure.
Right.
Yeah. Like, why would you go to a class the song doesn't speak to you?
Yeah.
I feel like the biggest thing for me in that like topic, the song choice, is to know why you chose to go or chose not to go. The song never is the only reason. Cause I'm sorry, but you can love a song,
it is,
and but sometimes I go, I'm like, I love the song, and then I go take it, I'm like, I hate this choreo, you ruined my song.
And then every time you hear the song, you're like, God damn it!
I was like, damn, I can do so much better. What the fuck?
Right.
But like reverse, right? I'm like, I actually don't feel the song. And I was like, after the class, I was like, I like this song now. Like, I like what. So, like, I feel like you have to also know that's not the only reason you're going. Because that's how I feel like you can be disappointed. Because I feel like then I was like, okay, I don't love the song, but I really love this choreographer. I'm sure they can give me something to learn.
Yeah.
Or I'm like, hey, like, I love this song. And also, I feel like I will do so much better. I know the music so much better. So maybe musicality, why I'm going to be better. So knowing it's never music, the only reason I'm going or not going. Like, but hey, and also I'm a girly girl. So like, I like to dress for the part.
It is important to catch a vibe.
Yeah, I don't know. It makes me be in a character more. And when they don't, I'm like, I don't know what to wear, and it's stressing me out.
Yeah,
and I go there, I dress wrong, and I'm like, great, now I look crazy.
Yeah, no, because it does matter. I'm like notorious for my beginners. I'm really bad. I don't post the song until they like my San Diego classes. But
on purpose though.
Usually I'm just like really super, super busy, so I can't post it. But I post it one time on my story, and that's it. So if you caught it, you caught it. And if you didn't, you didn't. I'm so sorry. But
that's a little Pokemon moment.
I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. But I do see how it's important to catch a vibe. I do. Yeah. Like for me, if I'm taking class, I'm like, fuck it, I need to be in class regardless of the song.
I was gonna say,
but I do see how it's so important to have and listening to the musicality before. Yeah,
hey, that's a good one because yet again, gonna be an old person talking. I'm an old dancer in that way because they never used to post a song.
They did. Like, they would say, you just need to show up. Just
like, you show up. This is the style. It's jazz funk. That's it. You show up. You want to do jazz funk or no? That's it. So I'm used to not knowing the song before back in the days, right? So I just felt like I was showing there for the choreographer and for my craft, and I was challenged. Like I'm just throwing a ringer for whatever reason. But I felt like now it's a little bit different, but I feel like now we do enjoy the privilege of people posting a song, and people sometimes post teasers. I'm not gonna go there because I'm like, you still gotta learn.
Ooh, that's a whole different.
That's
convo.
a different. Because I'm not a fan.
Yeah,
I'm like, you should.
So, do you ever feel? Well, your classes are always sold out, regardless. But if I've noticed with my classes, if I post a teaser, people will sign. Like, there's another wave of people signing up.
But it depends on choreo, because if it looks hard, it won't.
Oh shit! Yeah.
And I don't like that. I'm like, I want you to feel encouraged by the song.
Damn.
You can be inspired by the song, but I don't want you to assess how well you're gonna do this and then decide if you want to come.
Yeah, you gotta just show up for the lesson.
But I was gonna say is now we have the privilege of knowing the song. Then girl, at least listen to it a couple times, so you're not like, oh my god, I didn't hear this beat. I'm like, girl, you think I'm just posting this for fun?
Just cuz?
No, it's for you to
go
also
study.
get familiar with the music. Like, oh my god, like if back in the days they post a song, I would do so much better in these classes, because I will be like, I don't hear anything.
Back in the day, yeah.
Yeah, and then sometimes it'd be a song I never heard of, and I'm like, they'd be like, you hear? I was like, what? But if I had the opportunity to listen to the song, I was like, oh, I don't know the song, to study the song a little bit.
You know what is kind of hard too? If they don't post the song, and this is good. This is good for like teachers too, because I'm realizing some things. If they don't post the song, and then there is those teachers that teach the whole choreo without the music.
Oh my god!
And then like give you the it is very much stress.
I'm like, whoa! I was like, can we listen to music right now? Because
interesting. Okay, I never thought about it that way. But see, you guys, we're not perfect. No, we're learning things too.
And it's like, that's why I like it personally when they show me earlier. So when I run the class, I was like, let me just show you, even though it's like 1 account, but I want you to see how it's connecting already, so you're not like lost and confused. But I also know, like, yet again, the old school teacher, they show you when you teach a good chunk of the choreo. Yeah. So then you're really having to like tap in and like actually, that I think maybe this is why they are forced to pay attention, because they're not babying you. They're like, boom, this is it, and boom, this is the music, put it together.
I prefer that learning style, but not that teaching style for me.
Interesting. I think I'm the same.
Yeah, I like the hard ass style.
Okay,
learning.
Okay.
But if I'm a teacher, I'm like so soft.
Yeah. No, I can understand why, because I think I'm the same way. Wow, I never thought about that.
Are we just old heads? What the fuck?
Oh my god. Maybe we're just like self-torturous, you know?
We are.
Like, give it to me.
I kind of fuck with it. Kinky. Okay. The next one, this one was really popular. A bunch of you guys said this. And we talked about this a little bit. Side conversations, goofing off, over talking while the teacher is talking, going over while the teacher's talking, going over choreo or answering questions. Well, you heard it from CeCe, and I'm telling you right now, with these poll results, you guys, there was like so many people that reiterated this. So if this is something you tend to do, and I feel like in the past, I like, we're like goofy kind of, you know what I mean? And sometimes normal, I want to talk to my friend a little bit, but I think I have kind of quieted it down a little bit, where I'm like, yeah, let me not piss off the teacher.
I think, also it's like, I always say, this is advice from my mom in general. My mom is always like, time and place. So it stuck with me, because she was always like, this is not the time or the place. So same thing. It's like, it's okay, because yet again, it's a collective experience. And I know so many girlies come to class with their friends. Right. Well, let's all go. And it's so much more fun.
That is fun.
And it's like, you're getting the same experience, whether good or bad, hard or easy, fun or not fun. So you're bonding in that moment. But it's like, don't like bond when there's something going on in the class. You're bonding when it's like, I don't know. Like, I felt like I'm like that too, because I never want the class to feel so serious. So when I'm a student, I'm like, y'all, just relax. I be ha-haing at the teacher's jokes. I be making crazy faces, because I'm like, y'all just feeling serious. But I'm like, this is hard. I don't know why you guys are so calm right now. Yeah. But I'm never like disruptive or distracting, if that makes sense. Yeah. So I'm just like, there is a moment for you to like goof off and like be a human and enjoy class, have fun with your friends, but not like when the teacher is talking though.
Time and place. You guys heard it from CeCe's mom first. Time and fucking place. Remember that shit. The next one that is gonna piss people off is asking for footage. How do you? Okay, This one, in San Diego, it's different because the videographers directly deal with the footage. And
oh, interesting. I didn't know.
yeah, they've like a lot of videographers down there. You actually message them or you fill out their form or QR code, and then that's how they do that.
Oh, interesting.
So students never really mess with me, and if they do, I have to direct them to the videographer. So do people bug you for the videos?
I feel like this is different because there's like, this is an interesting topic also because there's a wave of like, you're selling the footage, right? So it's like you're just being directed to the website. I don't sell the footage, so people also ask, but I feel like for me personally, it's not bothering me when they ask. It bothers me when they ask like so fast.
It's like right after class. No, so how do we get the footage?
No, literally, I was like,
it's still in the camera.
No, literally, it's literally in the camera. It's on the way home because the videographer is going home right now. It's probably at a restaurant because they got to eat. But like for me, it's like, or the next day, I was like, it is not ready.
I'm just gonna let you know right now.
So but I feel like I have a good amount of like regulars, so they know. Like I have a schedule. I teach on Tuesday and I drop the footage always on Monday.
Yeah, you are so routine. Like I asked her, I was like, how are you doing this?
I'm an organized girly.
She is.
It makes my life so much calmer.
See,
and so less questions because they know. The girlies know. If they don't know, they ask a friend. They're like, no, don't worry, she'll drop the footage. Unless if one day I don't drop the footage on Monday, just know something happened. Either me or Brian or something happened. Something happened because it will work like clockwork. And so sometimes you're coming to my class for the first time. I get it. You don't know that. So I'm more than welcome to tell you, like, it's okay. But you know what does bother me, speaking of the footage?
Yeah.
It's not tagging.
How could you guys not tag? I wonder if they just don't know.
Okay, so when I release the footage, this is personal for me.
Oh, yeah.
I post. I'm like, hey, this is the footage. This is the link. It is free $99. But to show appreciation to not just me, right? But also the videographer. Yes, I hired him, but he works so hard for everyone.
Be doing the most, the videographers.
You know how hard it is to like keep everyone in the formation, not cut one of y'all 5 off, even though y'all's formation is off as fuck. It's his job. And sometimes I was like, you have such a hard job sometimes, because I look at the formation, I was like, I don't know how you're gonna do it, but you will do it though. But for me, it's like, that's actually a pet peeve of mine regarding class etiquette. But it's like, okay, I deliver the footage for you, even though I don't have to. I do. Like, I get it. Like, it's for the students too. But it's like the least you can do for me. And it's free. It just takes a little bit of finger clicking. Yeah. It's to tag, whoever choreographed this and like whoever filmed this, because like that's our livelihood. That's our work. So it's just like, you never know who can see this. And also sometimes it's just like, sometimes I watch other people's story. I'm like, it's crazy that I have to be like, hey, whose class you took?
Oh my gosh, yeah. I'm tag them.
Why? Like, you don't have to. I get it. Sometimes you're like, I don't want this person to really see it. So sometimes I write out the name. I'd be like, choreography by so and so, without tagging them, because I'm just like, I didn't do great. I don't want them to see me looking crazy.
Interesting.
But I want to give credit to their work. So like, this is, if you like the choreo, you can go ahead but not tagging bothers me more than asking for the footage, because I'm like, okay, you're gonna ask for it, you're gonna press me for it, and you don't even.
Oh yeah. I didn't even think about that one. Yeah, it's super important. Make sure you guys are doing that. If you're not already doing that, make sure you definitely are tagging your choreographers and the videographers.
Yeah,
the studios too, probably.
Yeah. Like, just like, why not? It's free.
Support.
It's literally free.
This next one, it was when students try to hide during groups. I'm a little guilty of this, but not. It's usually if something is going on. Like one time I was having major, my titty was popping out. So I was like, please.
It happens to the best of us.
Hey.
The best of us.
That's gonna be a whole episode, is wardrobe malfunctions.
Oh my God,
because
that's gonna be funny one. That's gonna be funny.
I know, because I've had to come up with some things. I have to submit
you a video of me literally loving my footage, my titties pop out. So I put like a little heart emoji for like 50 seconds. I'm like, I'm still posting this footage. I don't care. I look good. The titty's not gonna stop me.
Y'all, we be fighting.
But take it off YouTube though.
But right. But yeah, like something's going on, like wardrobe malfunction, or well, like I'm just like, sometimes I just don't want to fucking film.
Yeah.
Like sometimes you just don't want to be perceived.
Yeah, like you're just here for the class but not for the video moment.
But I mean, we see you guys regardless. Like I see I see you, so if you're trying to hide, I might call you, but you can respectfully decline. How do you deal with that?
I was literally saying this, like, in general. I know it's like people feel honored, right? You trust me enough to film, but I always say, I'm like, yo, like, we're adults. This is an adult class, so you don't have to do anything you don't want to do, especially for beginners too. I re-emphasize this because, like, you know, you're a beginner, like, you're just getting, like, you don't feel comfortable sometimes. And I know live camera action can be a lot if you're just starting to learn. And I don't take any offense if you do not want to go. I was like, I always offer the opportunity for you to, and you can tell me no if you don't feel comfortable. And I'd be like, you sure? And they'd be like, yes. And I'd be like, okay, next time.
Yeah.
Like, so it's not really a pet peeve of mine, and people cannot want to for so many reasons.
Yeah,
and
that
then,
is
like,
very true.
You cannot take it personal for me. Because, like, unfortunately, it's not always about you.
It's not.
Honestly,
Honestly, that's everybody. That's a life.
That's a life.
That's a life lesson right there. This one is funny. I'm gonna tell the story, but chewing gum. This, I think, like, I should know better because I grew up in ballet studio, and you would never fucking do that. But I don't know. I'm very impressionable, and I saw some really cool dancer doing it one time. And I was like, I'm gonna chew gum in class. And I went to this class. Not gonna say whose. Fucking amazing. I went to this class and I was up in there chewing my gum, smacking, thinking I was on it. I don't know what was going on. Go home. Why did the choreographer post on Instagram to the girlies chewing gum in my class? Why? I felt so clowned, y'all.
Girl.
I felt so clowned. I was like, I'm never
again.
If there's ever a project that this choreographer is gonna do, guess who's not gonna get fucking booked?
But you know what? So true, though. So true. So true.
So that was a lesson learned. Also, it's a choking hazard. Maybe
You was it what?
a choking hazard.
I was gonna say I've always never really understood the appeal. Like, I get it how it could possibly look cool, but at the same time, like, I would never want to risk. Speaking of which, this is so random. I had a nightmare yesterday that I swallowed a gum.
Oh,
That speaking of which,
it's not
that's
good
so
for your
random.
stomach, huh?
No, and I was like trying to spit it out. Anyways, not what we're talking about here, but no, that's why I was like, I feel like it's scary, and I'm like, in your like it like my wanting to look cool is not as
It's
strong
not that serious.
as me choking and not be able to breathe.
Yeah,
Because that's why I'm like, it's a very old school thing though, because I used to hear this a lot from like you know, the older generation of choreographer. It always bothered them. It bothers me a little bit. I for me it's kind of like cringe.
Yeah.
But I'm like, okay, go off. But for me, I'm more worried for the hazard.
I saw somebody chewing gum during a performance the other day. Someone, yeah.
You know, you can chew a fake gum.
Fake gum is cool.
I was gonna get fake gum without the hazard.
It's kind of like a ratchet.
Yeah, I was gonna say. There's one time I was literally receiving my footage. I was like, why was I chewing a fake gum right now?
Well, because it's a vibe. That's what I'm saying. Like, it looks so cool, you guys. Like, I swear to God, I was like, I'm gonna be one of these cool ass girls chewing gum in class, and then it backfired. So just learn from my chew fake gum.
No,
fake gum is the
It
vibe.
depends on the choreographer. If they're old school, don't do that shit. Like,
don't do that shit.
They're not playing.
Please know who you're taking class with.
Yes, a little research go a long way.
Yeah,
Because sometimes like, they're not gonna like that.
they're not. This next one is when you ask them to watch for musicality and details, but they still mark it and do it. This one, okay, so this one's like 50-50 for me because, like, how big of a like completely, like, if I'm showing you something for musicality and you're going like full ass out, like, okay, calm down and watch.
Yeah.
But if you're like doing like a mark, or not like a mark, but like a little arm mark, I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
But I think this person meant like do not do anything and just watch.
Like I'm very, because for me studying musicality, I have to like place my movement on top. So I'm an arm.
Yeah.
I'm a girly. I do like.
Are we
sometime I have
ADHD?
to-
Do we need to?
I don't know. I'm a fire sign, so I don't know. Maybe that's why.
Wait, what are you?
I'm a Sagittarius.
Me too. Oh my God, when's your birthday? Shut the fuck up. I'm November 26th.
Oh, I'm December 8th.
Oh, she's December.
November, guys. This literally.
Period makes sense
but
now.
Maybe this is why, because I just be like this in my brain sometimes.
I gotta do kind of like to help me remember a little bit, but
I feel like there is one time, and this girlie, I know she didn't do it on purpose. She just didn't know. Like, I was showing the choreo. Why was she doing it with me completely?
completely.
And it was me and her and my assistant. And I was like,
what's going on?
I was like, wait, what's happening? And now you're distracting everyone else because you're not doing it right. But so for me, it's like, don't go full out, obviously, because attention has to be directed to whatever you want to watch, for musicality, for movement, whatever, yada, yada, yada. But I'm not like mad at a little mark. That's why I was like, but I don't want you to like focus so hard on it. That's my philosophy. I feel like musicality has to come first, because then like you can place it. It's like a shelf, right? You can place a book on a bookshelf, but if the shelf is not right and you later have to rearrange, then you have to relearn. So I'm like, always study the musicality first, but however you want to study and be able to accomplish that is up to you. But just don't be going full out, because then that's distracting for the people around you who are trying to watch me for whatever reason.
Yeah, you know? I think this is another know who you're taking class with, because some teachers might take that as, I know some teachers that take that as not paying attention. So like just stand still and watch, you know.
Yeah,
but like,
sure.
yeah, if you're taking,
if they reinforce, I'll be like, okay, I will stand still. It's cool.
Yeah, let me let me not move.
Damn, we got 2 Sag on the podcast.
I love that shit. That makes so much sense now.
That's crazy.
That's on period. I love fire signs.
No, I do love me. It's good. I don't know about Aries though, because sometimes
that's why we get along so well with Aries,
but
too.
Then sometimes they're too much.
Sometimes
they're the one that's too much out of the group.
It depends. Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's always Aries that's rubbing other people.
Do you get along with Gemini too? I love Gemini.
Okay, I have a Gemini moon.
Oh my God, you're wild and crazy. I love it.
That's why I'm like thinking so much.
What's your rising?
Scorpio.
Oh,
this combination is insane.
You know, I love Scorpios. Are my favorite persons.
Really?
Yeah, my husband's a Scorpio moon, Scorpio sun.
No way. Oh, that was Scorpio. That's
very intense.
I'm kind of scared. My mom is a Scorpio. So
Ooh,
growing up with
Scorpio
her was
mom.
Me as a teenager, Scorpio mom. It was not good.
Oh well, Sagittarius.
She's busting all of my lies.
Oh,
I just be lying for no reson too.
She'd
be like, "What did you eat?" I mean, like, she's like, "Did you eat ice cream on your period?" I was like, "No."
Oh my God, I fucking love that. I feel like I'm gonna do like an astrology episode with dancers and like.
Oh my God, funny.
I would love to see like what the majority of dancers are.
Were you there? I don't think you were. So when I taught, this is random off topic. Feel free to cut this, but
it's okay.
I just want to tell you. But when I taught
no, we're
my
keeping
Tadao class, so I was like, I don't know, like that class in the vibes I was giving, like
which one?
Tadao. Tadao.
Masego.
Yes. So,
I saw that one.
Yeah. So I in my head it's such like a muse type of, but I want everyone's individuality to, like, I wanted there to feel their fantasy, you know.
Yeah.
So I literally did the groups. I was like, guys, I'm gonna do something I'm gonna rerun this back. I literally did groups by signs.
Ooh.
I did water, fire, earth, and air.
How did you see a difference?
And I was like, I want to see if there's like a natural synergy.
Oh shit.
And I also wanted to know if like a specific sign was connecting to me more. And actually there was. I had a huge group of earth signs, so I had to split them into 2 groups.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was interesting. I don't know. I liked that a lot.
I love that.
And nobody ever done this. I was like, Nami being this astrology girly.
Let's fucking go.
Yes, it was fun though.
Yeah.
It was fun. And they loved it. They felt like special, you know?
Yeah.
Instead of like 1, 2, 3, 4, it's boring.
Ooh, I would love to fucking see the like stats on that.
Yeah, and then I'm like, this is no like whatever, y'all, but I'm gonna go with the fire sign group.
Where I'm just like, no.
They're like, this is favoritism.
It is favoritism. I'm not lying. That's fucking cool. The other one, so this is another popular. When you barely show the move and students make a face or say, I can't do that without even trying it. This one's funny because
I think I have like a similar pet peeve to this, is like when they're like asking me question or like literally trying once or like not even trying, because I'm like, okay, you're not gonna know how to do it if
you're not even you're just
so same thing with this. I'm like, and I get it, sometimes you're like so intimidated by the movement, right? But it's just like, one, I really firsthand experienced this mental checking out is so real.
Ooh,
you can check out in the middle of class, be like, that's too much choreo, I can't remember anymore. So like you're out. Or like you see a trick, I'm like, I'm not a trick girly, so I don't know how to do this, out.
You immediately.
But that's like, you're doing yourself a disservice because you paid to be here. You are already here.
Yeah.
Like, just try. Or like figure out I always, because I'm not like the most athletic, like I'm normal, but sometimes, you know, LA, they be asking us to do
girl,
flips and
they
shit.
be having, it's acro.
No, exactly. And I'm like, I'm not doing that because like I have injuries. I'm like, I'm not trying to be not smart, but at the same time, I'm gonna figure out an alternative for myself, because what we're not gonna do is give up right there and then.
No, yeah.
So I think that's important to just be like, I get the initial shock, but a good teacher, I will always say this, they won't just show you and be like, do it. They will explain it and break it down to you, or you can ask further question, be like, how do we do this? Then you're learning something new out of the class, right? Which is kind of like amazing to come out of the class. There's one time I remember the first time I did like one of those, like the flip trick, and I've never done it before, and it was a technique class. So the teacher kind of like put me on the spot. She was like, meet me here, and I was like, okay. And she was like, I'll do this. I was like, but I don't know how. And she was like, no, literally just turn your head. And I was like, so I did it in front of all these people. So after that, I was like, oh, if I can do this, I can do it again, and I can repeatedly. But like, you have to be open-minded enough to try. And if you want an alternative, I feel like most instructor provides you an alternative as well if it's something crazy.
Yes, an alternative.
So, but like, you cannot check out. Checking out is, and then, you know, I'm a big energy person. That affects the energy in the class too. Because if one person give up, people
God, everybody.
Feel it. So I was just gonna say, like, it's not my pet peeve, but sometimes I'll get like a hand risen, but it was be not like I'll be like, any question, they would be like
immediately.
No, they'd be like immediately, and then they'd be like, can we do it again? I was like, yes, we're not just gonna do it once and move on, we're gonna do it again, sis. Like, so me is like, don't, like, just let me do my job.
Yeah,
you know, let me do my job,
me.
and I'm good at my job. Trust me.
Trust.
You're gonna be okay. Trust yourself. Trust your teacher.
Oh my God,
if you don't trust your teacher, don't go to that class, because if you don't have that trust for that instructor to lead you and complete this,
that is very
it's
true.
not a good space either for you. Like, something is not clicking.
My beginners will do this immediately, where I'll show them something and they're like, oh my God. I'm like, okay, relax, everybody calm down.
Seriously. I'd be like, guys, take a deep breath. You know, I love me. Take a deep breath and breathe out.
We got it. Okay, now let's do this.
I mean, and then it's normal to not get it on the first try. And I think,
oh my God, yes.
And I think that's what people are like frustrated. I was like, okay, but when is the last time you learned something new and able to perfectly repeat it after the first time? No, it's gonna take a couple of times. So be patient with your progress.
Trust.
Like, it's gonna be, and then one day it clicks. You're gonna be so proud because it took practice, you know. And you're gonna be fine.
No,
promise though.
I like that. No, seriously.
Promise.
You can't do something just first time and just expect to be perfect. This one's interesting because I think this is actually a lesson for teachers. So this person said, reserving a spot without paying and then not showing up. The reason I say this is a lesson for teachers is because a lot of us are still, not us.
Y'all be not us. I don't know who y'all.
We're taking class payments via Venmo and
not us.
Venmo, I think it's important to, first of all, that is very rude. Students should not do that. That's very rude. If you're gonna say you're gonna go to class, respect somebody's time and their money and all that and their energy and show up. But on the teacher side, it might be a good time to put a payment processor in place, so then you're doing it a little bit more legit too. Which one do you use?
I'm on Squarespace.
Squarespace.
Yeah, so they do it through Acuity.
I use Acuity.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know how to say that word, but
how do you like Squarespace?
I like it.
Yeah.
Fun fact, I built that website myself.
Let's fucking go. Women in STEM.
Do everything. Literally.
She does do everything.
I'm customer service.
I don't know how she's doing this.
I'm the social media intern. I'm everything.
She's a customer service HR.
Literally. But no, actually, this is a good one for me also, because I felt like, you know, sometimes like your class get full, like class is sold out. For me, it's like, especially when a class is sold out, if you're not going to make it, at least tell me. Like, I can't, maybe try to squeeze somebody in, because you don't know, because to me it's not about the money. They'll be like, I think a lot of people's like perspective is like, oh, I already paid, so you got your head count already. But it's like, sometimes it's not about the money. For me, it's about like, maybe one person just really, really wanted to come and they couldn't because you took that spot and you didn't. I always, and you know, it's crazy because every single class there will be at least 1 to 2 no-shows. It never fails. But it's just like, okay, but like, I don't care. You don't have to tell me your life story, why you didn't make this class. But like, at least, hey, like something happened. I'm not going to make it today. Like I respect that so much. Like I appreciate that so much, especially when a class is big like that. And also just really, I don't know, it's respect.
It's good communication, guys. Communicate.
Yeah.
Like we're not going to be mad or anything, I promise. Like we could slide somebody else in that's been on the wait list or
because some people, they live close, they can make it in like an hour notice. Who knows? Like, but having that opportunity is important. But speaking of not showing up, also I used to actually, when I was like, I want to say like 2020, 2021, I was doing a little more guest spots because I was just like, I'm starting. I was like, I would love people to come. I don't really do it anymore unless you're like assisting me because I realized when you offer guest spots, sometimes people don't appreciate it. They will literally not come and not tell you. I'm like, okay, I'm literally letting you come for free. And the least you can do if you're not going to make it, because I get it. Like when it's free, you're less committed.
Exactly.
Right. But instead of, I'm always like, oh, I won't even be late because I appreciate them offering.
Right.
But they're like less committed. But I'm like, at least tell me that you're not going to make it. So now I don't do it anymore because I take so much offense to that, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of people would love to be in class, and I'm like, offer you this opportunity.
Hell yeah.
And I feel like that it's not being appreciated. So I just, in all, I canceled it. So I was like, you're not about to make me feel underappreciated, not me. So I just...
People don't appreciate things that are free. I've heard that before.
So weird.
It is weird.
It doesn't make sense.
Like giveaways, I used to want to do like giveaways and stuff. My husband's like, nah, don't do it. Yeah. I was like, oh shit, okay. Yeah. This one is funny. I think we kind of talked about that. Well, kind of. Trying to take videos when they haven't even settled into the choreo. I think this is like when we first start doing rounds of group 1, group 2, and people are taking videos. To me, this is, as someone that's like taking class and then here you come with your phone, like, can you take a video of me? Girl, I'm trying to
get it
focus. I always say yes, but
do you?
I do.
I'd be like, no.
Fuck, I need to start saying no because it's
I was like, I'm sorry, girl. I literally was like, I'm sorry. I'm still trying to go over the choreo.
Sorry, girl, no. I'm going to start doing that. Yeah, because it's
real.
distracting.
Like, if I got it, it's okay. If I don't got it, I cannot.
I can't. Yeah. So don't distract somebody else. I know that you're trying to get a video and you're trying, I don't know what you're trying to do, but I think it is rude to like interrupt somebody else's learning.
Experience.
Yeah. And especially like, I can't say no. So
yeah,
I'm
like
say
that.
yes.
I think it's important. And like, I think I talked a little bit about this too. Like, I forgot, I think it was one of my YouTube videos. If you at least ask the people who already went, so it's a little less stress.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I started enforcing this in class as well. Sometimes I forgot to say it, and then not every class people do it. I always say the first run through, like the first 1 through 4, I was like, I was like, can I encourage everyone to not record? Because the first time you're going to make some mistake. That's normal. First time in a small group, because you have a little bit of nerves. You're putting the pieces together. You're just getting used to space. You might go a little more full out. It will be some icks you have to work through. Like, it's okay. That's normal. So you don't need the extra pressure of the camera, and you're gonna be mad and you're gonna be like, oh, I fucked up. No, you was gonna fuck up anyways because that's part of the learning process.
Yeah.
And then it's like people around you are doing it for the very first time. I want them to feel safe to make a mistake and not worry about like, oh, I'm also so video messing up. Like, at least wait till this. Sometimes, you only get
cook
2 rounds.
A little bit,
Sometimes you only get 2 rounds. Sometimes when I have extra time, I do 3 rounds. So like, at least wait till the second round.
Yeah.
So we're like, okay, like now I know what to fix. Now I feel a little more confident. I can think about the performance. But in general, I'm like, the first time, it's a disservice to you, disservice to other people. And the video even not even gonna be good.
Right.
It's not.
Like I said, like I feel like we're nice, so we'll say it in a gentle way. You've taken with like Kira Harper.
Oh yeah.
Oh, she will break people off.
She will be like, guys, she will stop.
And rightfully so. Like, we haven't figured out the choreo yet. Why are we worrying about a video?
No.
Like
we don't look good. Like, we don't look good.
Oh, going back to the class, asking for class footage. Like, there's so many classes that I've taken. I will never see that I will never see that video. And I have to just let it go.
You have to let it go.
Because it's not about the video.
I was going to say because it's provided by the instructor and they have full rights to it.
She even said that. Like, she was like, this is my choreo. Like, you got, like, you're here to learn. Like, and I mean, as I can agree, like, as choreographers and stuff, we want our stuff to be put out in the best light possible too.
For sure. And I was like, and am I upset? Yes, a little bit. I was like, damn, that was a cute video of you, but you just literally had to let it go.
Yeah.
You cannot budge. You cannot bug people about it because at the end of the day, you had a good class, you did good, it's great.
Enjoy the class. It's about the journey, not the video.
Yes.
This one's interesting. I think it goes to show how much instructors care. So this person said, not cross training and then getting frustrated when they aren't growing fast enough. This wasn't it. It's not necessarily my pet peeve, but it shows that how much we care. We want you to grow. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think that's where they were coming from.
Yeah, and it's just like I said, you got to look bad to look good.
You have to look bad to look good.
That's part of the.
And if you don't look bad, you're not
trying hard enough.
You're not. Yeah, you got to look real bad.
Yeah, and it's like sometimes like I always give this iconic example of me literally falling in class. I was like, right? Because I was trying to test my limits. And then I was like, okay, maybe that was too far. My body's not able to hold balance anymore. But now I know to reel it back just a tiny bit so I can complete this movement in the full extent. But who was looking stupid and calling me, but who also did not care. I was like, okay, well, I guess that was too much.
I feel like you'll grow more when you put yourself out there.
Push yourself and not be safe all the time and also not get frustrated. And I get it because sometimes I'm like, oh, you feel like... And I think that goes back to being intentional with the training too. You can take so many classes, you can do so many choreo, and the only thing that is gonna guarantee get better is the retention because you're constantly in that environment. Yeah. But if you're not intentional with your learning, like you are gonna repeat the same mistake.
Hell yeah.
And those same mistake might turn into like bad habit that's gonna take you longer to fix. So it's just like if you like, this is just an advice as a teacher. Like if you're feeling stagnant in your training, maybe just pinpoint some stuff that you really want to work on and just literally work on one thing at a time.
God,
from the list. And you can execute better. It's not about doing the move and remembering the move. Is also how you execute in a move. Once you find how to execute it better, like you're gonna do it so much better.
God, yeah. That was so many gems in one. My mind is. I feel like I'm learning so much. I'm like, yes. Period.
I'm glad.
This person said, trying to teach someone something when I'm teaching. If you have a question, raise your hand.
Trying to teach
actually, this is funny because I think we're helpful and we want to be helpful. And so I do see some like other student trying to help somebody else, and I get it. But I also think that people should have a voice and raise their hand, and there's probably other people that have the same question, so they could benefit from that too. So definitely don't just keep it to the little side conversation. Probably.
And I feel like sometimes I'm just like, okay, I get it, you feel more comfortable with your friend, you want to ask your friend, but like what if she's doing it wrong? You never know.
True. What if your friend's doing it wrong?
And then like when you ask, maybe it'll clear it up for both of y'all, so you don't know that.
Yeah.
So I get it, and it's a comfort thing. Sometimes they're too intimidated to ask. But honestly, like we were all talking about, like if you ask in a respectful way, it's cool. Like I'm open. I'm not a type of person. To me, there is no stupid question. Yeah. As long as a question, there's no stupid question. Because sometimes I'd be like, is it this? And I'd be like, it is exactly that. There's no question. So I was just like, but if there's a question, like teachers like us, like we don't mind answering it. Like
that's what we're there for.
Exactly. Like I want to help you. Like literally want to help you. I want you to look good. So if you're confused after a couple times, just ask. Like you say, it might help other people who's in the class too. Yeah.
I'm sure it might be distracting the other person too who's trying to help you. This one's confusing. Acting like you don't want to be there. You paid money? And I've seen this. I definitely have seen this.
Really?
Yeah. Like I think beginners a little bit more. It is confusing. I think so. My theory on this is when people act like they don't want to be there, they're scared. Like subconsciously. Yeah. Like they don't want to allow themselves to be in that vulnerable.
Yes. Look at us. Yes.
But they're just kind of like, oh, like, yeah. But I think it might be something deeper like that.
Deeper. But I feel like, okay, that I get it. It's not good energy. But at the same time, you know, you cannot fix every person that walks in here because they're responsible for their own energy too. And then like sometimes I peep stuff like that, but I'm like, I have to keep it pushing as a teacher because that's on you, not on me. And I cannot fix this for you. Like I always say this beginning, like we are like, you can decide if you want to have a good class or not.
Very true.
And if you want to have a bad class, that's on you.
That's on you.
So like,
ooh, that's so hard too. Because, like, I feel like we want to, like, help. It's, like, a natural kind of thing. We want to help people, too. And we know why they're doing it. You're self-sabotaging.
That's a great.
So it's like, I want to help you and I want to shake you. But, like, you got to own it.
I always, like, I would prefer them to, like, reach out to me after class so we can talk about it. But then during class, there's nothing I can give you.
Yeah.
And then there's like beautiful energy surrounding you. If that's not lifting you up, then like you really are choosing to be closed off.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you know, you have to help someone that want to be helped. So,
that one's a deep one.
Ooh. We're just having a philosophy podcast.
I was like, as we're talking, I was like, we need like a psychology class.
Good.
That would be a good
like
one.
Like a mindset class. Yeah.
This one is a good one too. Sitting down during class. You don't want your muscles to get cold,
girl. And then like that's like you're giving your body a signal to check out.
You are.
Yeah, because like your body listens. When I like, it's so weird because I had to catch myself too. Like I never really sit, but sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm so tired. I don't think I can do it again. But then I have to watch how I talk to myself because if I say I cannot, I won't.
Hell yes.
I literally sometimes when you feel your muscles really sore and then you feel like this is physically demanding, but I literally will be like, no, like I trust my body got me, and I was like, I can do it.
You
like,
have to positive self-talk.
You have to like give yourself that self-talk. Just be like, maybe I just need a couple breath, need some water, regroup, but never like take yourself down to the moment that you have to be sitting. Like it's not helping. It's definitely not helping.
I always equate this to the gym. Like if you're at the gym, like you're not, you really shouldn't be sitting.
No,
and
literally
stuff, right?
sometimes I sit too long. I'm like, girl, what are you doing right now?
Yeah.
I'm like, no, repeat the set. Because sometimes you break and you break too long, and and then you're like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
And your heart rate goes down. Like you want to get your heart rate up.
Keep your heart rate up.
Right. So it's the same philosophy, even just for like physically.
Hell yeah. And the last one that we got was a big popular one. I think this one is probably this one's hard for me too. Showing up late for class. What's tea on this one? Because I'm not even gonna lie, bitch. I really try my fucking best, but sometimes life be fucking lifing, and I need you to not hate me for it.
No,
but like,
no, it happens.
It happens.
Okay, so this is interesting because I can speak on it as a teacher, but I also know how I am as a student.
Exactly, dude.
Because I be late, I be, running. I don't know, but it's so weird because if I'm a student, I'm at least 10 minutes late. If I'm a teacher, I'm at least 10 minutes early. Like exactly. But I think for me especially, I think it's different because like I feel like for seasoned dancers, I want to say if you train for a long time, you are able to like throw yourself in that environment. If you're late, you know how to warm yourself up, you know how to catch up. But if you feel like you're like earlier in the journey, like don't do that to yourself.
Don't do that to yourself, please.
You need to set up like your mindset needs to be clear. You need to have the full experience. Like I always lead a warm up because I don't want you to be hurt with cold muscles.
Right.
Like it's good like to like warm up with everybody, get the moment. And this is, I think, one of my actual pet peeve because there's a pet peeve hidden in there is when they're late. I get it. Sometimes it happens. Like I'm never like holding anyone.
You don't know what's going on.
You don't know what's going on. Like I'm happy you made it. Like, but to ask me to go over the stuff you missed because you was late is crazy.
Yeah, that is wild.
They'd be like, hey, can you go over from the top?
Not from the top.
I be not knowing what to say when they say that. I want to say no, but I can't.
Yeah, I literally
want to say no, but I can't.
I don't even know what I would do. I would hope. I would hope y'all would never. Don't put me in that position
twice. And I was like, sure. And I went over like fast as fuck.
Right. Yeah,
got it. Okay, good. I didn't even get him to. I was like, the question with the got it. I was like, I didn't get the chance for her to say no. I was like,
just. I think this is another like know who you're taking class with because if I take class with like a jazz technique, child, I'm on time because that is like a warm up class that I do not want to miss. Like I was like, I need this. If I'm doing like if I know the teacher's not going to warm us up anyways, and I'm probably going to warm up at home or something. Yeah. If I'm running late, I'm like, okay, less stress, but like. definitely like a ballet or jazz tech class, I'm like, bitch,
No,
go
and
early.
And then that moment when you walk in, they're gonna look.
Oh,
at
they're
you
already
like,
doing across the floors. They're looking at you
stress.
crazy.
Yes, stress.
I've heard in like East Coast, like New York and stuff, they like are very much on time.
No,
like
they're
the culture
much more,
there,
there's more technical classes there too. So, but in LA in general, I think also this is why. I'm sorry, just to bring this, not to drag everyone, but I also noticed this, like, teacher are always late.
Oh my God.
So I think that creates like a bad cycle of the student. Because I'm like, I'm going to be late because you ain't going to be there.
You're going to be late. Yeah.
There's a couple times I was so late, but like not for like, on purpose. I was like, oh my God, like I'm stressing.
15 minutes late.
Yeah. Like I was like, there's times I was 20 minutes late.
Ain't even started.
Just warming up.
Right.
I was like, wow. So then it gives you more like excuse to be late.
Right.
But again, like you said, like know who you're taking class from because I'm never late. I would give like 5-minute grace period. I would start like 5 minutes past. I was like, I get it. You got to park, get a walk here, blah, blah, blah. But then after that, I'm starting.
Yeah, because you don't want to, because then you're going to rush at the end.
Yes,
like as
and
a
then
teacher.
I'm always running over at the end. And not every studio is nice enough for you to let it run over, right? Especially if I saw about 88 a couple times and they have class right after.
They do.
So that's why I'm like, I can't even go over.
And then it puts the whole afternoon behind.
Exactly. So I'm just like, you cannot bank on that. But like, there's certain teachers, I'm like, no, they're going to be late. So I'm fine. Like, actually,
they're going to be late.
They're going to be late. And what am I doing there?
No, that is definitely know who you're. I feel like that was a good.
That's
thing.
A good like.
Know who the fuck you're taking class with. Just know your teacher's tendencies.
Yeah.
Maybe their specific pet peeve, especially if you're trying to get in. Specifically with that, like choreographer, like on their good side, maybe you want to work with them in the future. Just know like what their specific pet peeves are.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm not going to ever fucking chew gum again for that instructor because that is somebody I would definitely want to work with.
But he made you remember though.
Child,
you were like, this
never
again. With you.
I always use the example with Yanis too. I was late in Yanis's class 3 times in a row to shreds. Tore my ass to shreds, bitch. He's just like, don't be, you know how Yanis is, like, don't be fucking late. So I was like, I'm on his bad side. Day 4, I'm on his bad side. Though.
Yes, that's why I'm like, okay, if you're late,
but you don't be late.
Yeah, I was like, but because I'm never late, so I'd be like, I see y'all late.
Right.
That's why you missed the choreo.
Right.
But if I'm late, I will not be saying.
Don't say nothing.
No. Wait, actually, speaking of this is so random. I just thought of a pet peeve that I have to bonus add on.
Yes.
Spatial awareness, girl. How come we didn't talk about this?
Oh my God. Well, it's because that's for the students. I got him next week.
Oh.
But it does but as an instructor, does that bug you?
Stress.
Well, and I know that you take with Rudy.
Huh?
Do you take with Rudy?
Rudy who?
Jazz Funk?
Oh yeah, one time though.
Oh my God. He's psycho about that. Like in a good way. Like he's like, if you take with me, you know that I am so adamant about you guys being in windows. Like you need to get it together. Yes. And I'm like, honestly, yes.
Yes. And then like, okay, I guess this is a pet peeve from a choreographer standpoint. When I say mark, there is a reason why. Because y'all probably will hurt yourself if you go full out or there's a reason for this. But they go full out anyways. And then guess who's kicking each other? And I'm like, no girl, injuries, like please. Just mark this one time. Like just that, I think it's the same thing. You got to trust your instructor, right? Like follow the flow, follow the lead. And like, be careful with your surrounding. Like, why would you, knowing there's somebody right next to you? Yeah. Like that is selfish. And yet again, I'm a big advocate on collective experience. So I just cannot. Yeah. And then same thing. I'm like, if you know this choreo travels forward, why would you start like right here? There's only this much to the mirror. And where were you going to travel to? And
where are you going?
Guess who's not going to be able to go full out?
Yeah.
Like be smart. Like just be smart. And I shouldn't have to repeat this every single group, every round.
Yeah.
Guys, start back. I'd be like, start back.
I was like, you already know what it is.
Like, you know what it is. Like, why are we acting like this is our first day?
Right. The spatial awareness is huge.
Ooh, I can't wait to hear.
I know.
Mm-hmm. That's a good one.
That one's it's hard. That was a really popular one actually. Let's see. Do I have any pet peeves of mine? Honestly, you guys already know my deal about mindset. Like, don't check out. Don't tell yourself you can't do it. Yeah. Obviously, if you start saying I can't do this, then you're not going to be able to. Yes. I'm guilty of this too. Like, there's classes I take now, just because I'm trying to take more like hip hop classes. I've been telling
I saw
them.
that. I was like, I feel you.
But it's hard because I'm not used to them. So
Yeah.
yes, like when I'm starting, I'm like, fuck, this is hard.
Yeah.
But I cannot talk to myself that way. So it really, it makes me sad when I see students doing that, because I'm like, I know that there's no growth from that mindset.
Yeah.
So that's definitely a big pet peeve of mine. But yeah, we covered a lot in this episode. And like I said at the beginning, this was not a space for you guys to feel picked on.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk to both sides. That's why I'm bringing in the student side next week. Just so we can get that understanding a little bit better, like how we can serve you better as choreographers, because we're not fucking perfect.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff we can
Students
improve
too.
on,
Yeah.
but it's a two-way street. So definitely the respect goes both ways. Now, before we wrap up, and I'll do a little fun this or that with my girl.
Yes.
Is there any resources, any classes upcoming that you want our audience to check out on your end? What's going on with you? Where can we send them?
Yes. So you can catch me every Tuesday for my open level class, and I teach now. I just added my beginner class for Sundays.
Yes.
So pick your level, like pick your struggle, pick your character. Obviously I'm based in LA, and I have a freestyle workshop actually coming up.
That is so cool.
Okay, so I only ran it annually.
Yeah.
But then when I ran it earlier this year, everyone was like, "Would you do another one?" And I was like, "Actually, okay, it's so September. I'm
That's
gonna do another
brilliant.
one." Because I think every choreographer has it's like their thing that they know for, and a lot of people came to me for like the freestyle moments, and I actually did cultivate like kind of my own formula on like there's like a structural way to explore your art and get better at
girl.
freestyling. So that's coming up in September, and Move in Touch anniversaries in October.
Oh my God.
So
How many years?
that would be 4 years.
4 years.
So
Congrats.
I'm excited.
Yes.
Still have some stuff in the works, but I can't wait. It's gonna be celebratory for me all month.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Okay, we got a good
Yes,
season
everything's
coming up.
on www.moveintouch.com.
I'm gonna link everything for you guys in like the show notes and in my caption. You guys already know.
Yeah, thank you.
But let's go ahead and end with a little this or that. So this is
Yes.
just rapid fire. No fucking
scared.
excuses. Cool. So let's get into it. Okay. So slow and sexy or hype and ratchet vibes?
Slow and sexy all day.
Slow and sexy all day.
All day.
TikTok or IG Reels?
TikTok.
TikTok. Okay.
It's more personal.
Are you on TikTok?
For funsies.
For funsies.
Yeah.
Freestyles or choreography?
Freestyle.
Freestyle. I'm glad I threw that one in there knowing that. Yeah.
Yes.
This one's going to be hard for you. Moranke Noho or Moranke Victory?
Maroon victory. That's
Okay.
not hard.
Okay.
I love me a spacious,
It is.
huge. Love it.
I love it. This one might be hard for you. Going on tour with Usher or going on tour with Neo?
Hard.
I know.
I think Usher. It's just more iconic. I'm sorry. I love them both
iconic.
though.
They
Wow,
are
that was a hard one.
That's a hard one.
I thought it was gonna be like Usher and like Beyonce or something. That was Usher.
Usher. Okay.
Unfortunately.
Awesome, you guys. Well, that's a wrap on this week's episode. Thank you guys for tuning in. You guys already know, leave me a like, a comment, share, subscribe. Send this over to some dancers that can use a little class etiquette. And we will catch you guys next week.
Woo.
Later.
Bye.